NBA Finals, right? It's finally here. The NBA Finals is upon us. It'll be here by the end of the week. June 6th is when the NBA Finals is going to kick off, and we got two matchups, right? You got the Dallas Mavericks coming out of the West facing the Boston Celtics that's going to be coming out of the East. So in this matchup, um, I got it half right. I said Boston. My matchup for the finals was going to be Denver and Boston. So I got it half right. But this is going to be a very, very good NBA Finals, if you ask me. I think I'm going to go ahead and say this thing goes 7 games. And it ain't going to be no sweep. It ain't going to be no gentleman's sweep. We ain't doing 6 games. This thing is going to go 7 games. You got way, 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 way too much that's on the table for both sides to basically say who would win this, right? Boston has been dominating all year, but there's nothing like a team coming on at the right moment that has had some success. There's nothing like a team who gets in their groove, figure out all their roles like the Mavericks have, and you got a dynamic 1-2 punch in Kyrie and Luka. And Kyrie going back to Boston, obviously we know all of that. The Boston fans are going to be giving him the business. With Boston, what I want to see, from Boston is that are they going to be able? Because here's the thing, barring any type of injury, because I know people have given Boston a little bit of a asterisk, if you will, because hey, they ran into so many people with injuries. Barring any injury, you ain't got to worry about any of that because you got a problem on your hand with Luka and Kyrie. And Kyrie seemed like he done figured it out, what he needs to do, how he needs to do it. And this is a Kyrie that I think people were expecting in Boston. But he was still figuring that out. He was leaving, a situation with the Cavs where he wasn't, the guy. He wasn't the guy that was leaned upon for that leadership. That was LeBron. And then when he got to Boston and they kind of wanted that from him, he was learning that. He was learned that through, Brooklyn and everything. And now being in Dallas, I think he fully is aware and has figured that out. So you got a different Kyrie Irving that's going to be playing in this NBA Finals. Boston on their side, look, I'll keep it plain and simple. Everybody's looking for Boston to finish the deal. Are they going to have some type of hiccup? We've seen some of the games that they've had against talent that they should be, basically mollywopping, or they have these self-inflicted wounds. Can they stay away from the self-inflicted wounds that they put upon themselves? They're going to get Porzingis back, so obviously that's going to help in that matchup because we've seen what Derek Lively is for that Mavs team, and Gafford, keeping them off of the boards and also on the pick and rolls and the alley oops and all that stuff. So I like this matchup, right? I really do. And I think everybody else is going to be tuned in. You got, as they say, the best scoring backcourt, and that's up for debate for a later time. But going up against, young guns and someone that's trying to get over the hump, on this. So I've stayed with Boston. I'm going to continue to stay with Boston and say that they win this, but it goes 7 games, and Boston has been in a 7-game series before and they've lost. I think this goes 7 games, and then that maturity and all what was needed from Boston actually prevails, on this. But it will not be easy. This is going to be the toughest task that they have. This is going to be the toughest challenge. I think this is probably going to be even tougher than them facing Golden State in the NBA Finals 2 years ago. So this is how people are going to, talk about, hey, you guys got a easy route to the finals. Yeah, you only can play who's in front of you. But if you beat Dallas, then that can't be said because it's just like this is the one of the elite teams coming out of the West.